Hello and welcome. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below for content like this and many more. For all you current subscribers, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, I do car reviews like this and a little bit of car DIY, things like how to change the engine filter, cabin filter, and so much more. Now, this is the 2024 Hyundai Kona. This got redesigned last year in 2023. It's all new. This is the second generation of the Hyundai Kona, and it's a little bigger. It's about 7 inches longer than the previous generation. So it grew in size all over the place. And of course, the obvious, it got completely a brand new look. I'm gonna talk about it, review it, go over all the text, the features, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned, that's coming up next. And before I go, I just want to continue to say thank you very much to Hyundai for allowing me to review their vehicles in my home test area. Stay tuned, that's coming up. Okay, let's talk 2024 Hyundai Kona. This is all new for 2024. It got completely redesigned from the previous generation. The previous generation model, the 2023. So the Kona is all new, and it went a little bit techie. Very different styling. One major difference, of course, in the front end that sticks out is this new light bar that goes all the way across. When the car is turned on, it kind of has like two little eyebrows right here and right there for daytime running lights, and at nighttime the whole thing lights up. Headlights are down there. Headlights and turn signals is down there. It has, this particular model is the limited trim. So this sticker's for $35,000. That's tested. It has a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes 190 horsepower and 195 pounds-feet of torque. Made it to an 8-speed automatic. This is all-wheel drive. Base motor is a 2.2 liter motor, making 147 horsepower and 132 pounds-feet of torque. Same transmission and front-wheel drive. You can get the Kona in 4 models. So you have the SE, SEL, the N-Line, and this Limited. So the N-Line and the Limited have the same powertrain. You can get them both in all-wheel drive and both with 8-speed automatic. And then there also is an electric version of this, which has 261 miles of range, and that has 200 horsepower, front-wheel drive only. When I get my hands on the EV one, I would review it as well. And price point for the base model is all the way, it starts from $25,000 all the way to this one, which is $35,000. Now let's continue the walk around. So up front, you do have these active grille shutters right here that open and close when the vehicle is on, which I will demonstrate that shortly. And this is the key. Let me show you guys what the new key looks like. There it is. See the Hyundai logo in the key? So to turn it on, you press lock. You hold on this button right here, and the vehicle, as you see, turns on. You see the active grille shutters opening up. And in typical Hyundai fashion, you press down this button here, has the Hyundai Smart Park Assist. So the car can go either forward or backwards. And if you hold it down, then there it goes. So if you have a tight driveway or garage, or you want to show off your friends, the car will park itself, which is interesting. And now that the car's on, you guys can see what the taillights look like. There is the turn signals on each side. There is the light bar on top. And if I press down and hold the reverse, the car will start slowly backing up on its own. And no worries, if it detects an object, it will stop completely on its own. All right, and you let it go and it stops. Press this, the car turns off. And let's continue walking around it. My tester is sitting on the Kumo Majesty tires all season. These are wrapped on sitting on 19-inch wheels because this is the upgraded, this is the top of the line version of the Kona. Full LED headlights and taillights. There's the light bar turned on. And it's a different kind of vehicle. Very edgy, very out there. A complete departure from the previous generation. It's definitely a lot larger than the previous generation. And there's a look at the back. Giant Hyundai emblem and Kona badge. This is power liftgate, so you can just power operate it, turn it on, press the button to open it up. And cargo is definitely larger. I remember when I sat on the previous generation, and it is very, this is definitely larger than the previous version, excuse me. 60-40 split seats, you can fold them down. You do get a spare tire. I will leave the cargo dimensions. I'll insert the data inside in the video, and you do got a spare donut, but you get a spare. And nowadays most cars do not come with spares, so this is definitely a big deal. There's a subwoofer because this has the upgraded sound system, and it's a different vehicle out. It's very nice. This color is called denim, so denim blue. And it's an optional color. It does have parking sensors front and rear. Let's take a look at the engine bay before we go in the interior, the rear seats, and then we go for our final drive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's take a look at the engine bay in this particular trim. So, like I mentioned, it is a 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine, making 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. Made it to an 8-speed automatic. Very simple drivetrain. Nothing crazy to see here. Everything is easy to get to. You got your battery right here. You got your intake. If you're air filter if you're gonna do your own maintenance. And that's pretty much it. But this car's come with 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, so you're probably not gonna touch it or do anything crazy with it. All right, let's take a look at the interior, the technology, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step inside the 2024 Hyundai Kona. This vehicle has keyless entry, so all you have to do is just put your hand on the door handle. It unlocks. And the materials are very nice. I gotta say, I was very impressed with the fit and finish in here. This one is almost like a white interior, which is a little nutty because it will get dirty very quickly. It is nice though. The seats are heated and ventilated in this particular trim because this is the limited version. Of course, you got the mirror controls here and the doors. Both mirrors are heated, not power folding. This nice little large cubby for your drinks, and Bose branding on the speaker door. These are, of course, power seat, the driver's side only, with two-way lumbar support, and they're okay. They're not too terrible in terms of adjustability. And so let's step inside. While you get inside, you get greeted by two 12.3-inch screen. So you have one here and one there. Let's turn it on. Power button is right here. Engine start button. And let me turn that off. And there's a look at the instrument cluster. There's the digital gauges. It's completely configurable, so you can change, and it will change it will change depending on the mode you're in. So right now I am in normal, and if you do the drive mode selector, which is right here, and while we're here, I'll show you what these buttons do. You have the heat and cooling seat controls here, heated steering wheel, auto brake hold, parking assist, parking distance, the sensors. This turns on, activates a 360 camera, which is very nice. And you have multiple views of the camera, so you can do the sides, the front only, and then you could do this little 3D thing with the car, and you can spin it around. Very cool, and you can see the whole car. I'm not sure if you can change the color to reflect the color of the vehicle, but it's very useful to have all these different views in your car. There's like a top-down view, and then the lines are trajectory, so you can of course, they move with the steering wheel. And then if you put it, of course, in reverse, there's the backup camera as well, obviously, and guidance. And so very, very nice, useful tech. Speaking of the shifter now moved to here. So you push down for reverse, up for drive, and then you push this little button here for park. Very similar to its sibling, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and 6, which has the shifter on the column mounted. The steering wheel is nice. One thing you guys are going to notice moving forward, future Hyundais, I believe, this is a little observation that I made, is that no more Hyundai emblem on the steering wheel. Instead, you get these 4 little dots, which is Morse code for the letter H. You know, it looks a little clean, simple. You do have the cruise control buttons on the left-hand side of the wheel. Yeah, you could adjust the speed, the distance. You could turn it on and off. Lane departure, lane keep assist, and lane departure assist. Here you can. This button here controls that little screen right here, so you can press buttons. Let me take off my glove because I can't press anything. That's the automated cruise control screen. There's the trip computer, MPG, and if you keep circling down, you got a compass, and it will also show you the tire pressure. Yep, there it is. It shows you to when you're driving. I mean, excuse me. This is the all-wheel drive. What the all-wheel drive system is doing, because this is all-wheel drive. So it shows you where the power is going, front and rear, and the tire pressure sensor will display once you start driving. It tells you all tire pressure for each tire. And in terms of the layout of the instrument cluster, so if you go to different drive modes, so you go to sport, it gets all red and different, and it changes. It changes the way that looks. And if you go, there is a snow mode, and it changes to that as well. And you can also press the center of that button to lock. It does have a center differential lock, and you can lock it. So let's go back to normal mode and unlock it. And here in the center console, you do have physical controls for the climate control, which is nice. You got 3 levels of auto, dual zone, of course, physical controls for the media and home button. And Hyundai looks like they updated their graphics on their infotainment screen, so you have little quadrants for each vehicle functions. Things like, for example, vehicle diagnostics. So you can go in here and it checks how the car is doing. Let me just cancel that. Maintenance, satellite radio notification, the online manual. You got voice memo. You have the setup for the phone. You have a weather, valet mode, Hyundai Pay, which I'm not sure what that's for, but I will insert the information when I figure that out. Figure out what that does. And you have your 3 quadrants. So you have phone, media, and navigation, and that's pretty much the main screen. It does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Hyundai finally upgraded their system to allow that, but you can do both wired and wireless. So you can connect that right here with USB-C. And this is a nice little trick button. So if you press right now, it's set to charge only. If you press it, it will do charge and data, which is interesting. Then you have a secondary USB-C. You do have a little wireless charger pad right here, and you can place, of course, your phone, and very grippy. It doesn't go anywhere. And then this is just a regular traditional power outlet, cigarette style outlet. Moving down to the center console, you have a huge cubby here, which, as you can see right now, you're probably wondering, where are the cup holders? Well, you just push this button right here, and there they are. And then you do have a center little cubby, and you can take this off. Very deep little cubby, and this little tray, upper tray, for small items so they don't run around. Cubbies everywhere. You got another little cubby right here. This is the glove box is also nice, decent size. You got the vents right there. Auto dimming mirror on this particular trim, because this is the limited version. And you have a decent sized sunroof with power operated shade. So you just press it like that, and it closes. Of course, touch it one touch to open and close, and the entire sunroof opens. It's not a panoramic, but it's still, you still get a decent sunroof, and it's a decent size. Not a bad sunroof. Everything is LED. The lighting is, everything in here is LED, which is nice. And that's pretty much it. Oh, the steering wheel is, I mentioned, I forgot to, if I didn't mention, it is heated. You do have downhill assist control here on the left hand side, dimmer control, traction control on and off. And that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the back seat and see how the back seat is, and then we'll go for a quick drive of the 2024 Hyundai Kona. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step in the back of the Hyundai Kona 2024. Doors almost open 90 degrees, which is not too bad. Similar materials up front. Of course, you do have power windows, and they go all the way down, which is nice. Nice little touch. They're not auto up and down back here, but not a big deal. And of course, same materials in the back. Black seat belts, which is nice. These seats are reclinable, so you just press this right here, and it has one level recline, which is nice, and make it a little bit more comfortable. And like I mentioned, they do, of course, fold completely flat, almost flat, both sides, 60-40 split. And let me just put this back here, put the seatbelt back here, and let's get inside. All right, let's step inside the back seat. I am about 5'8", so I fit perfectly fine behind my preferred driving position. And it definitely shows, this definitely grew, because the previous generation was very small. You do have center vents right here. You have more USB-Cs right here, charging. And you can, of course, a little cubby so you can place your phone in the center console. A little cargo net back here behind the passenger seat only. And there's a look at the instrument cluster and the dashboard, how it looks like. Steering wheel looks very classy, very nice. I like the new design that they did. And you can see the size of the sunroof there. It looks decent. It looks decent. Light here for LED in the back. You got little cup holders in the middle, center armrest, and that's pretty much it. Back here, comfortable. I had my daughter's booster seat placed right here, so you do have child anchors, of course, in each row in the middle, in the outboard seats. These seats are not heated or ventilated back here. All right, let's take the Hyundai Kona for a quick drive and my final thoughts. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's drive the 2024 Hyundai Kona Limited. All right, let's start off in normal mode first, and then we'll play a little bit. This has, of course, like I said, 1.6 liter turbo 4 engine. In this trim, because it's the Limited, and the N lines, they come with 190 horsepower turbo 4 1.6 and 195 pounds-feet of torque. And I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but Hyundai's turning camera, which is very cool, on each side. So when you make a turn signal or right or left, it activates the right side camera or left if you're depending on the turn. Only with the vehicles with 360 camera. And I gotta say, this Kona impressed me very much. It drives very well for what it is, for a subcompact SUV. Massive improvements over the previous generation in every way. This one, of course, is bigger than the previous generation. So it's almost inching out of its own class. That kind of makes sense. So this is supposed to be a subcompact. But let's see, driving here normal mode. The engine is peppy, and you're going to hear it when you step on it. It's going to make itself noticeable as you drive it along. But overall, it's not a bad little SUV. I'm going to go into the highway a little bit and show you guys what it can do in sport mode. And you're gonna notice the instrument cluster changes from different modes I got mentioned in the beginning of the video. So let me just put that into sport mode right there. Let me merge into the highway here. Let this fine gentleman go. 0 to 60 is supposed to be 6 something for this tiny little thing, and it weighs 3,500 pounds. So stepping on it, getting in, no problem. It delivers. You get up to speed very quickly. The 8-speed transmission shifts are smooth, no real drama. And the steering is a little tight, I gotta say. I'm very impressed how it handles. Again, for what it is, this is riding on 19-inch wheels. The seats are comfortable for my frame, not too bad. It does have two-way lumbar. The height, you can't drop it any lower than what it is right now. So, I mean, it goes a little bit, but only the backside, but not the entire seat. The power is definitely decent. And this vehicle does have Hyundai's excellent highway driving assist. And what that does, it completely takes over the steering. It takes over the acceleration. And also, when you set the speed limit, it will follow whatever the posted speed limit is, which means that if you're set it to like 80 and the speed limit is 70, it will automatically lower itself to the posted speed limit, which is kind of cool. Of course, you can turn that feature on and off in the infotainment screen. But overall, this has been my first drive and very in-depth review of the 2024 Hyundai Kona. This is the limited trim. This again, stickers for $35,000 as tested because it has every single option. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing, for liking, for sharing my videos. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care and stay safe.